Hey guys, I'm back. So let's do part two. I will show you the other two mask style types, and I will probably just sew a channel and show you guys the different ways that you can close them. So as before, we're gonna go ahead and have an 8, so 8 across, or sorry, 10 across, so 10 inches across, 8 to the bottom. That's our formula for all three masks. I sewed the first one with you guys on the other live stream. So that one was like the accordion pleat, double-sided with a little pocket. And this one, I showed you guys at the end of the last stream. I showed you how to do one, or I showed you how to put on this other style mask that I'm going to do. So this one won't take quite as long. You'll need 3 pieces of fabric again. I'm just kind of trying to decide what kind of fabric I want to use because these ones are fun. I think because I'm in a Halloween mood, I'll do a Halloween style one. So let's see. I'll do this as the top. Actually, no. I'll do all 3 of with these. 2, 3. Or there's this one. Oops. There's this one. Or there's this one, which I think I'm going to do this one instead. So 3 pieces of fabric is what you're going to need here. And put this over there. I'm going to tilt this down so you guys can see. Also, bear with me for just a second. I'm just going to check something on Facebook really quickly. So I hope you guys liked the last tutorial. I know it got really long, but I really want to show you guys this main mask because this is the one that I sell. This is my favorite one. I will post on our page on Facebook the original link to the video tutorial that I got. It's from a doctor. Ooh, excuse me, a doctor. She's an OBGYN. And she made a couple different masks, and this was the one out of the 3 that I really liked. So yeah, just a minute. All right. So anywho, what we're going to do is start with the inside piece. Hey, Kat, it's good to see you. I know you weren't on the other video, but this one I'm just going to be sewing, not too much. Oops, sorry for all the movement. I'm not going to be doing too much. There we go. Now you can see me just a little better. I know it's really bright behind me, but this one I'm just sewing. The last one I did some nerdy stuff and then went into a mask tutorial, and this one we're just sewing. So anyways, we're going to start with the inside lining where it has the pocket. And as the one before, you're going to put the right sides together, so the pretty sides together. And we're going to go 4 inches down and then 3 inches deep. So I'm just going to bend this down so you guys can see as I go. So because this has a fun pattern on it, I'm just going to make sure that when I fold it, you can see both sides of the pattern. There we go. All right, so now that I have it laying how I want, I'm going to trace my line, but just make sure that everything is straight and flush together. There it is. Oh, you dropped my ruler. So like I said, we're going to go 4 inches, 1, 2, 3, 4 inches down on both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4 inches, and then we're going to go 3 inches deep. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. All right. So after I do this, I'll take it over to the iron like I did last time, and then we'll iron it together. I'm just gonna place you guys over here so you can watch me sew. As I roll away. All right. Ugh. How are you doing, Kat? How's your weekend? Mine was pretty quiet. It was a good change of pace. So usually you want your threads to match. I haven't changed my thread since the last tutorial, so my top stitch is still red, and my bobbin is still like a teal color. I don't mind. I think it's fun to add a splash of different threads. I do have to say too, one of the plus sides of this industrial machine is how quiet it is. And I find I can sew and talk with you guys without having to feel like I'm shouting over my machine, which is really, really nice. I feel like I have to shout sometimes over the serger if I'm talking while I do it, but it's all right. Let's see. Loving that shirt. Yeah, I wore it for Amanda today. She also is a Hoovian. Sorry for all the movement. I'm adjusting so you guys can see me iron. I got some stitches on my underwear line, so my weekend has been lazy. Just healing and chilling. Yeah, I understand that. Stitches aren't always the best. I've had 17 stitches in my whole life. 2 sets of 5 and a set of 7. And it always hurts. I don't know why there's not a chat on my my YouTube for you guys. I don't know how to fix that, but I do have the chats open on Facebook. So I think, let me see. Let me see what I can do. Public. It is public. Let's see. Well, while I troubleshoot this, I'm going to head over to my YouTube page for a second. So if you get an echo, I apologize. I'm just, excuse me, trying to see if I can make the comments available for the YouTube side. Let's see. Excuse me. Oh, there it is. I got it. It wasn't actually an app on my phone. Okay, cool. So we figured that all out. All right. So let me close that out. All right. So Kat, I do have the YouTube open too if you wanted to go check that out. I know sometimes you prefer that. No preference here. Either way, it's totally fine with me. Okay, so now that we have the stitches here, oops, so stitch there. And thank you, Amanda, for posting that link. I'm going to open this up and we're gonna press this flat. Oh, I almost had the pattern perfect. So we're gonna use this side. So all I'm gonna do over here, cool, you guys can see and I don't tip it down just a little. All I'm gonna do over here is flatten this out, iron it out, make sure it's nice and flat. So I forgot to show you guys on my last video, but one of the things that I like to do is to run a top stitch right here so this doesn't keep puckering. That way when you wash it, you don't have to iron it when it's done. Though an iron over this in between washes, on the hottest setting you can do with either some steam or just on it, if you hit it, that'll kill any bacteria or germs or anything that's on there, so that you can get it to a wash. I don't recommend just ironing it every single time, but in between a wash, when you need to get, you're in a hurry, in a pinch, if you hit it with the iron really hot, both sides, and let it dry, that's a good way to go in between. So I'm gonna pop over here and do a top stitch. And with the other video, I was showing you guys pipe cleaner. It's the same length, I believe. I think this is 5.5 as well, because I think the pipe cleaner I have is like 11 inches. Yep. So this is 5.5 inches, and we're going to place it again right along the top in the center. Now, because I don't have my my regular stitch or home sewer out, I can't do a zigzag stitch. So what I'm going to do is do a couple straight stitches all the way across here, just to make sure that this doesn't move. So I'm going to pop on over here. We're going to do that top stitch first and then sew the pipe cleaner on. So let's move over there. Like I said, this video goes a little faster because I've done this mask over 100 times. This is the one that I sold, that I donated a bunch to. I'm very comfortable sewing this one, so that's what we're gonna do for here. All right, so I'm just gonna go pop over here, do my top stitch. So with the top stitch, you don't have to back stitch, because when we go ahead and sew this all the way around, it's not gonna pull out. And just get really close to that edge. All right. So that will give you a little top stitch, and it's red, so I'm sorry if you guys can't see it, but it's right there. All right, so now I'm gonna sew that pipe cleaner in place. Make sure I center this. All right. Oh crap, okay. There's one. Probably do this in like 4 places, maybe 5.
Popcorn, please.
In a minute, I'm streaming, Willow.
Okay.
1 more. Thank you. Oh. So this doesn't like to work with me. It keeps moving. So we'll just pop this stitch that held it right there and move it back to where I want it. There we go. All right, can you guys, when I sew, see what I'm doing? I hope you can. All right. Okay, so let's trim these guys. So what I'm going to do, because it's here and I don't really want this to move, you don't have to, but because I have it open, I'm going to go ahead and serge all the way around because I don't need any of this to move, and it'll just clean up my edges pretty nice. All right. So because of the way I sewed this, you will see stitching, but this piece, see if you can see it. Oh, there you go. Right there. See some stitching. Anyway, there's stitching along the top, but it'll go on that side of your face. Okay, what the fuck? I just got an email from people. It's now YouTube Music and transfer everything over. How annoying. I'm sorry, Amanda. Those are annoying. But I'm glad you guys can see me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my serger on real quick, and I'm going to serge these edges. And like I was explaining to you guys before, this thing is beautiful because it has a knife and it'll cut off all the unwanted stuff. So, come on, get my petal where I like it. All right, so nice serged clean edges. So now I'm going to move you guys back over here. Well, turn this off because we don't need it. And we're going to come back over here, and then I'm going to show you what we're doing with the top. We're literally about halfway done. That's how fast this mask is. But just a minute. Okay, sorry, I had to feed the heathen some popcorn because I made some and I know better. Anyway, so get some stuff out of the way real quick. Put this down. All right, so with this side, it doesn't really matter which way you put it, but I prefer to put my piping on the inside of my mask. So that means this has to go down. That would be the wrong side. And this, I would put right sides together. So the difference between the last one and this one is the piping can go on here if you want on the right side, and you can just sew it back here within the seam allowance, or you can wait until this is sewn together and sew it along the top edge, and then you'll know where it is. But that's all little details. That's up for your discretion. So there's two things you can do here. You can straight stitch this together, or you can serge it together. I'm going to straight stitch this together, but like I said, it's up to you. No big deal either way. But we're going to go all four corners because the pocket's already there. That's where we're going to flip and turn. So let me move you guys back over there. And we're going to go ahead and sew. So let me move this over here. All the stuff I had to cut off. All right. Okay. And I'm just going to straight stitch this. About a 1/2 inch is my seam allowance. And I always back stitch on my corners just to reinforce them. Pull that off. All right, so now we have some straight stitches. And I like to trim off, sometimes it pulls a little or I get it off, but I will trim any extra excess just to make it, you know, a little bit more square. And so I'm going to trim that, and then we're going to come over and flip it and iron. Because this is a square and we want the corners to work really nice, I will also cut the corners off. And when I cut corners, I don't just cut it blunt. I taper it. And I'll show you what I mean. Let me just put you back up here. All right, I'm gonna get some scissors and we will trim off any extra we don't want, which I just don't want the top. You know, if you're better at cutting than I am, which I will be honest, I'm not the best cutter when it comes to stuff at home. Like if it's for me and I'm not selling it, I'm pretty liberal when it comes to that. But if I'm selling it, I always make, you know, time. But this is just a fun little tutorial. We're not taking it too seriously. I'm not quote unquote selling it. And I know you guys, you'll take this and run with it and go from there, make it your own. Okay, so now that I've trimmed off the top, I'm gonna trim my corners. So I'm gonna show you guys this way because you can see this a little better. So I start by cutting my edge off and I get pretty dang close to my corner like that, see? Like that, and then I taper it. So I will come on a little here and just make that a little longer. So it does that. And that's what I mean by taper. It just tends to sit in that corner a little better. It's not so bulky. It's easier to turn in and all that good stuff. So cut all my corners. Okay, so now that I have all my corners cut, I'm going to come in here and I like to press all my corners in first and then I pull it out. All right, I'm going to pull it in. So it's almost like a little pillow, which is why I like these. It makes it nice and simple, not too complicated. All right, so wipe some trash away, put this down a little. So now we got this cute little square. Now I will go in, and you can use a pen, that like a click pen, and one without the pen down so you don't mark on it, and just kind of go in here Push in those corners. You can use something a little bit more pointy. Just be careful that you don't poke through. You don't want to poke through your fabric. Okay, so I do this first, and then I will go through. You can use a pencil too, because that won't usually mark stuff up. So now we're going to come over here to the iron, and I'm going to iron this all down. Turn off some of this a little. Okay. All right, and so now we have the flat part of the mask. And what I like to do is I'm gonna do a top stitch right under where that pipe cleaner is. So right here, this is the part that's gonna go right against your nose. And sorry for the lighting, guys. I really like doing that top stitch right there, because then I know right where my pipe cleaner is. Then it doesn't shift on me. I'm not accidentally putting it upside down. But when I do that, it also just secures it in place. So I'm going to do that. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these parts down here. Let me see if I can get, there you go. There's some better. There, that's a little better. You can see me better now. I'm sorry, guys. It's that time of the day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it in. It's about 1/2 inch. Because of last time when I showed you, it was a pain in the butt to try to shove the cording through. I'm going to go ahead and sew the cording in that way, like as I did in this last video. So that's the two things I'm going to do is sew the channels. So it's going to end up being, so you want 1/2 inch to 5/8 on each side, and it's going to be that wide. So let me get my charger for my computer because it's going to die. And then we'll sew the tops down. So what do you guys think so far? It's pretty quick. It's a lot quicker than last time. Probably altogether, maybe 15 minutes to make, in between, you know, not talking too much. Okay, I was wondering where you were gonna put the cord once you sewed all 4 corners in. So the reason why I do it this way, unlike the last time and I just serged the end, is because A, I have a pocket, but B, when you fold it down, see the nice edge after it, then when you fold it, it's not gonna like get itchy or anything. I figured this would be the one you try first, Amanda. This is pretty easy. There's no darts, no nothing, no extra curves you gotta sew. It's just one, you know, it's just a straight stitch. It's pretty easy compared to some of the other masks that are out there. Most of them are pretty mild. They're not too hard. They always have a pattern that comes with it, but this is just basically like sewing a little pillow. It's just a square. It's pretty self-explanatory and it's not too complicated. Plus, when I put it on, and in the last video you guys saw, it scrunches up really nice. There's no gaps in your face in any spot, so it's just really nice and holds pretty well to your face. Just a second. Okay, I had to get my charger cord so then I don't die on you guys. All right, let's put you guys down here so you can see me while I sew. And we're gonna do, which cord do you guys like better for this? The greenish one or the white one? I'll let you guys decide that for a second while I sew the top part. Let me know. So that is that stitch along the top, just to signal to you, and then you'll see it on the other side as well. That just signals to you what's top and bottom. Once you get the cord in, you'll know what's top and bottom, but you know, any little bit helps, right, to keep you organized. So Amanda says green, so we're gonna go ahead and go with green. I'm gonna cut this at about, we'll say 50 inches. I just need to grab my tape measure and we're gonna go from there. All right. So with the paracord, there's a cool little trick. If you pull out the middle, you can trim it. And then, you know, take it up back a little bit and pull. And then you can just melt down that part and it won't come out, and it's just easier to keep it together. All right, let me get my handy dandy lighter. Today's lighter says, keep on flicking. All right, so we're gonna melt that down. Close it. And then we're gonna measure. Let's see. I said 50 inches, so we'll go 50 inches. Put this on the floor. We'll go. All right, so 50 inches and trim. All right. And with this one, because there's no pleats, hey Ray, there's no pleats on this one, so we could easily just sew the channel and then run this through. But because I already have it ready, I'm just gonna go ahead and sew this with the channels in. And you can use your fingers to keep this close to that fold, and then you can get it a pretty good seam that way. So I'm going to pop on over here. So the important part to remember with this one is you want your strands to come up where the piping is, because that's the top. And like I showed you guys in the last video, this is where it's going to tie to your head, and you're going to wrap this around your neck so you don't have to worry about tying it in two places. So I'm going to pop over here and sew this at about, it's going to be about a ½ inch, if not 5/8. But like I said, so it's just basically going to be sewn like that. All right, so I'm going to pop on over and sew. All right, so now that that's all sewn, we have the tops. like that. And I showed you guys in the last video, but I'll show you here too, how I finish the end so it doesn't slip off. I wrap it around like I'm gonna just do a knot, and then I go in 1, 2, 3, and then just pull it taut. I'm gonna give you a nice finished end. I'll do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the ends, and then all I do is press it tight, and then that's a finished mask. So that didn't take very long at all. So I'm gonna put you guys up here, and I'm gonna iron that real quick. All right, just give it a nice flat iron. All right, so that is the finished mask for that. And like I said, you guys can put coffee filters, paper towels, a napkin. You can put, get a legit air filter and cut it apart. You want to make sure that it's one of the newer ones that is a really thin one with no extra chemicals. That way you're not breathing in anything. You don't want anything with fiberglass that's going to cut up your lungs and down your throat. And actually you could get fiberglass stuck in the lining of your esophagus, and that's no fun. So I really just recommend a coffee filter or a paper towel. So with this being done, you're going to put this over your head, and you want to make sure the pocket is out, ties are here. And why I like using these cords is because they go like this. It's so fun. So because this is new, it's not going to be as flexible as some of the other ones. After you wash it a couple times, it's going to be easier. But basically you want it here. You want this to be right about there, and you're going to pull it tight, get it to the size you want. Now you can either fold it and pull, fold it in and pull, or I just leave mine out. I'm going to tie it. Okay, and then you can adjust it. So we're going to adjust it just a little. All right, and when you adjust it, sometimes you might have to tie it just a little tighter. Okay, and I'm going to come in and I pinch it right there and just along my face, like that. All right, and see, no gap, no gap, no gap. And it's a little gap, but if you pull it up or back, it takes that away. All right, but when you're sitting this way, there's no gap. So there's that, and no fog. So if there's some fog coming in, you just kind of come down, and if you work this down your nose just a little, like to about here. So there's the tip of my nose, maybe quarter in, and do it there. No fog. So there's one mask done. So that didn't take too long. If I wasn't showing you step by step and I was just sewing them, I think they average about 10 minutes per each one. When I bulk sew these, I press in the sides all together. So I will do a whole bunch, one step at a time, one step per each one, and then go that way. I don't sew one entirely at a time. It's just faster if you do each step. So if you do 10, do all of, the insides first, then all of the, that top stitching first, then sew all of it together first, then trim it and then iron it. Do it all each step at a time per 10. It's going to go a lot faster than trying to do one at a time. Then it doesn't get as tedious. All right, so this is my favorite mask. This is the one that I sell all the time, or had sold, or donated. I will tell you guys right now that 50 inches got pretty tight because I'm wearing my braids. So you might want to go a little longer, like maybe 55 inches would probably be better, because if anything, you just have a big tie in the back of your head and it looks cute. So even manly. So for this next mask, I have actually not sewn this one, but I really wanted to learn, so we're going to learn together. I think for this mask, maybe I think we'll do some Daredevil on top. So I have a pretty cool Daredevil. Okay, and then I'm going to do, I have some really cool Harley Quinn checkers. So we're going to do that for the inside. Okay, so I have to pull this one up. So like I said, we can do it together. I think the inside's pretty much the same. So all I'm doing is I'm going to screen share this so you guys can find it with me. Love the hair, girl. Thanks, Cece. How are you? All right. Just a second, guys. I think my husband's home. Husband comes home listening to Akon, and I think it's T-Pain. Tells you what I listen to. Anyways, so I'm just gonna screen share Pinterest, and then we'll find the link that I was listening, or that I was watching. And definitely, Amanda, I definitely think you could easily make that mask. That's one of the reasons why I like it, is because it's fast, it's easy, it's quick. You can bulk make it, and it's not annoying. It's literally an 8x10, easy pattern. Amanda says hi. I don't know if you heard him. He says hi. Y'all know I'm a busy mom, right? So it'll get loud, but whatever. He just got home, and you know it. We're just making masks. It's nothing special. So let me screen share this with you guys. Go to a tab. We're going to Pinterest. And there was a really cool one that I found earlier on my phone. So we're going to see if we can find it on here. Let's see. Oh, so these ones are actually pretty easy to make. Hopefully it doesn't go to a video. These are also easy if you have a serger and some stretch knit material. Basically, I'll take a longer piece of fabric. Basically, all it is a long square, and it's like it's whatever the circumference of your head is. So you literally just sew it. You'll hem the top, you'll hem the bottom, and you sew it down, and then you can have one of the ones that cover up. I don't have a long piece of stretch knit material, or I would show you guys how I would do it on my serger. Those are the ones that my husband actually wears for work. His work got him some. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different designs. These ones are $20. They have different decals and prints. I think it would be worth the money. That's up to you guys. Like I said, you can find it on Pinterest. I just don't. I don't see the point in that, just because I can make these ones. You know, if you get a fat quarter, so FAT, fat quarter, like a quarter, of fabric, you can make what I'm making. So a fat quarter is about $1.50 to $2. So we'll say $2. A thing of thread, you don't need any expensive thread. You can use a cheap thing of thread as $1. And then pipe cleaner, which is $1. And so you're making your mask under what, $10, so that's $6 to make your mask. You know, I think it's definitely worth it. So if you go on Pinterest, you'll find a bunch of different designs. There was one specific one that I really liked. It's like a squarish one. I apologize for not having it on here. Like I said, I found that on my phone this morning. I was going to show you guys how to make it. Now I just got to find it. It was kind of like a tuck. Oh, this is the lady that I had found that made that mask. That's one of the best masks. That's the nurse that I was talking about, and she's on YouTube, and I will post that on our Facebook page a little later. All right, let's go back. Is there any styles that you guys prefer? I have a lot of thread. I would not be surprised, Amanda. All that hand sewing. So I know you guys know Willow's been bugging me all day, so it's all good. She's trying to eat me out of house and popcorn. She had a bag already, and now she wants more. Okay, so let's see. All right. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm just really not finding let me see. I think this is close to it, but I'm not 100% sure, so stick with me for just a second. All right. I'm just checking out that. I'll screen share this. All right. I'm just checking this guy out. When folded. Okay, this is actually the one that I was looking for. So free mask. Let's see. So we can watch this and go along with it if you would like. Oh, I don't want the sound. Okay, so, all right. Oh, yeah, this is more complicated than what I wanted to show you guys. So I'm not going to go forward with the third one. So that was the tutorial for the first one. The second video is on the other live stream from this morning. Yeah, so that's going to be it for today. There, like I said, you can go on Pinterest and find a bunch. There's ones with lots of patterns and stuff. Nothing's too difficult because most of them have videos to walk you through step by step exactly how to do it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions, comments, concerns? I really, like I said, this is just probably my favorite one. It just fits really nice. And if you're going to make one that's a kid size, you can start with your 8x10 and let me get my ruler. Okay, so we have our 8x10 here, and I take off about, I think it's an inch. No, it's 2 inches on the side. Yeah, it's 2x2. I take off 2 inches on the side and 2 inches on the bottom. Okay, so let's draw this straight line here. So, oops, come on. So we take 2 inches here, and then, so this ruler is 2 inches, so I can literally just put this right on the bottom all the way across and draw a line from here. All right, so I will cut this here. And if your kid has a bigger face, you know, and it could just be an inch here, This seems to just really work. This is what I use for Willow. So two inches from the side, so like this. So that would give you a 6 by 8, and that will fit. Anywhere between a bigger 3-year-old or a 3-year-old in general, all the way up to a smaller 6-year-old. And then just add an extra inch for a bigger kid. And then once you're about, I'd say about 13 or 14 in size, you can just use an adult size. So again, kid size, this is 6 by 8 for like toddler to young kid. And then I would say about 7 to 14 I said, just add an inch. So that would make it a 7 by 11 or not 7 by 11, I'm sorry, 7 by 9. And then you want an 8 by 10 for an adult. Let's see. Yeah, I love Pinterest. Pinterest is where I get all my really good ideas, or I'll just look at pictures for inspiration and then I can make my patterns from there. But yeah, so that's our mask tutorial. I'll definitely edit the description so you guys know it's only just one mask and it's my favorite mask. And I will, let me just say, last one, and a new one. For a mask tutorial. Cool. So I just said a single mask tutorial. I didn't specify more. So there we go. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, literally leave me comments below the videos. You can message me. Just let me know and I will try to respond to you guys as quick as I can and answer them in as best detail as I can. So I will be live again on Wednesday at 4:30, I believe. Let me just double check. I don't have my YouTube open again. So let's go over to my YouTube real quick. And again, you guys can find me on YouTube at Close Encounters of a Geek Mind. You should be able to search that. And if not, I will drop the link really quickly unless Amanda, she usually beats me to it. So you guys mostly are all on my YouTube channel right now. So you know where you are, but I want to drop this in there just in case. So there's my YouTube and Facebook at Close Encounters of a Geek Mind. There's a Facebook page and a group. They are connected, so it should point you in the right direction. I am Close Encounters of a Geek Mind on Instagram. I do post some of the things I'm working on as I go. Right now I'm just crocheting a lot. And on Instagram, I'm Ellie is Bananas. So I will put that in here at Ellie is I can't type to save my life. Bananas. Yeah. So that's my my Twitter is at Ellie is Bananas. I also have an Instagram under the same name, and that's my personal Instagram, so where I share just life stuff. But yeah, so follow me, patreon.com/ofageekmind. I would be excited to see you guys there. That is where, and I said it in my last video, I'm going to, for my Patreons, show you guys up that Geralt of Rivia that I found. You know, you guys support me and you do what you can, so I want to pay that back. Lord knows I have enough yarn to make them. So I'm going to start trying to send those out as soon as I get them made up, and I'll take videos as I go. I'm hoping that I can figure out how to, I'm just shaking this everywhere. I'm hoping to be able to pattern my own Yennefer for you guys, or a couple other characters, and maybe make his wolf sigil. We'll see how that goes. But those are some upcoming projects for that. And I'm trying to get that Lupin video out for you guys. So I do apologize for it being over the deadline. I know I said I wanted it out on Thursday. It's now Sunday. You know, you guys know how it works for me. I'm sorry. So if anything, I will definitely try to get it out by this coming Thursday. All I have to do is record it and do some editing. The script's ready to go, and I have a good amount of pictures. So hopefully I can get that done sometime tomorrow, the filming, and then I can edit from there. Yes, Amanda, Jennifer. But I hope you guys found this math tutorial helpful. It's pretty basic. I think you guys could do it. If I could figure it out, I think you guys could. I know I have a little more experience, but honestly, it's when somebody walks you through it, it's not too bad. So like I said, follow me on those platforms, like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, reach out and I'll help you when I can. But I will see you on Wednesday. That is my next live at 4:30. So I will see you on Wednesday. Love you guys.